The next housemate to be evicted from the Bbnaija lockdown house is Kiddwaya.
Hey! Jesus! Why is it that every Sunday that one couple leaves the house, the second half of the couple leaves the house the next Sunday? Ebuka kilo day!
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.
Hey guys, you're welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Bbnaija and this is Frankly Speaking with Glory. This is the girl with the tea. Now guys, you're welcome back to the 8th live eviction show from the Bbnaija season 5 lockdown show. Now today guys, as usual, Ebuka started with his questions. Guys, at some point I was scared. I had my heart in my throat because I was wondering like, which remaining table is Ebuka going to come and scatter in this house again? What's going to happen? You know, but then he started his questions with Tricky T. He started by congratulating Tricky T on winning the Head of House challenge. He also congratulated Tricky T on winning the arena games, yeah. And then he said, okay, you people tabled my matter yesterday at the dining. I will deal with all of you today. So that was how he asked Tricky T, you know, that Tricky T, you said you want to win Head of House first, then you will speak your mind. Oh yeah, speak your mind, you know, but then Tricky T could not really say anything. Then he asked Tricky T, you know, that he said that he chose Lekon as his deputy because if any other housemate had won, they won't pick him. That why did he think that that would have happened? And then Tricky T explained that it feels like every other housemate in the house, they have a favorite person, they have somebody that they are close to. So it's very, very glaring that if any of them had won HOH, they would not have chosen him as deputy, you know, which is quite understandable, you know. And he also said that the only person he's actually close to in the house, if he would say so, it's Kid, that he's not even sure said that he's very, very close to Kid, but Kid is the only person that he knows that he's very, very close with, and so he felt like choosing Lekon was actually the safest bet for him. And then Ebuka moved on to Lekon. So we asked Lekon that would you say you guys were entertaining, like in your own opinion, would you say that you guys were entertaining this past week, you know? And then Lekon was trying to rack his brains as to what to give as a response to Ebuka's question, and then he said, oh yes, that well, that they had fun in the jacuzzi, and then just 1 or 2 times, you know. Ebuka was like, aside your task, would you say that you guys were actually entertaining in this past week? And then Lekon was like, well, Lekon could not really get an answer to that question. And then Ebuka was really, really digging deep. And Ebuka was asking that, okay, you guys were eating, sleeping, would you call that fun? You know? And Lekon was like, okay, if you put it that way, if me having fun is me not being entertaining, then we were not being entertaining, you know. And then Ebuka asked that, do you think that things have softened up in the house? And then Lekon said that, well, that he feels like they are all tense, you know, they are trying to be careful because of the past events of the past week, you know, and also their task has taken away a lot of time, you know, a lot of concentration and stuff like that, and also their wager also had a huge role to play. But then while Lekon was answering those questions, Ebuka had this unbelievable expression on his face, like he could not really believe it, you know. I was expecting what was going to happen, but I was quite surprised because I put my wager between Ozo, Dorothy and Prince. You know, I knew that one of them was going to go, but I did not know or feel like Prince was going to be the first person to leave. And so guys, Prince was evicted or has been evicted from the lockdown house. For me, I feel like he really, really did great. Staying in the house up to the 8th week, no be beans. It's a lot of work and it's a lot of competition. Now guys, on his interview with Ebuka on the stage, Ebuka asked him, you know, that he noticed that he had been moody all week. In fact, after the nomination, he went to bed by 7:30. You know, like, how did he carry himself throughout the week and how is he feeling at the moment? And he said that he had the feeling that the moment he did not win Head of House, he knew that he was going home, and that was why he brought out his princely mantle, you know, for the first time on the show. And he said that he just knew that was why he was doing all he could to win the HOH challenge, but unfortunately he did not win. And then he was also asked about Nengi, that, you know, during the first few weeks he was seen all the time with Nengi, and then what happened? All of a sudden he wasn't with Nengi anymore. Was it Ozo that made him move on, or was it something Nengi said? And he said that, well, that the housemates, they were being very, very pushy. Everybody felt like it was too cold, and everybody wanted him to have the sort of entanglement with someone in the house, you know. So everybody was always asking him, who do you like, who do you like? And then he had to say Nengi. And as a result of that, he started finding himself spending time with Nengi. But then he realized that there were other people in the house that liked him, you know, and he started liking them back. And so he had to move on because his friends were telling him that, look, people are beginning to complain that this is what you're doing. So he had to move on from Nengi. And then he was asked about Dorothy, that what is that? And he said he loves Dorothy as a sister. That in the first week he had a quarrel with Katrina over bed, and Dorothy was the first person that came to talk to him about not giving attention to that kind of energy. But then in the second, third week, he and Dorothy, they fell apart. And guys, that was the part where Dorothy became friends with Ozo, and Ozo was always clinging onto her, you know. And so he said that now that all his friends, you know, have been evicted from the show, he decided to, you know, hold on to Dorothy because she was the only true friend that he had left in the house. And then Ebuka also asked him about, you know, if he knew people that nominated him. He said no. And guys, guess what? About 5 people nominated him for eviction. And when he discovered that Tricky T was actually the first person that nominated him, he was very, very shocked, because he has a very, very cordial relationship with Tricky T. So he did not see it coming. And I'm like, dude, don't worry, this is a game. Everybody that you laugh with will definitely nominate you the moment they notice or perceive that you are a threat to their game. Then he was also asked about Tolani Badge, you know, that does he hope to, you know, hook up with her outside the house. And he said that, well, that he and Tolani Badge, they have scores to settle. So when he goes outside the house, there are some questions that Tolani Badge needs to answer from him. And then Ebuka asked him about, you know, what are his future plans, and he said that he wants to officially ask Ebuka to please be his mentor, because he likes Ebuka and he wants to be the version of Ebuka that is into acting. So he wants to go into acting, hosting, and he's going to go into agriculture as well as opening a salon of his own. And I'm like, guy, please go ahead and open up a salon. You should do it. Like, you are good at it. So guys, after the eviction, Ebuka went into the house and questioned Dorothy. Once again, Ebuka has come with his jam questions. Now he asked Dorothy that Dorothy has spent quite a lot of time on the show talking about Ebuka and friends, that it means that Dorothy is quite conscious that she is being watched. So is it fair to say that Dorothy has not really been herself on the show? Now Dorothy's response to Ebuka's questions is that she's guilty of saying that, of course, but she's been true to herself. She's been herself all along, and she's not the sort of person to actually say things about people behind their back, you know, that if she has to talk about something about someone, she would rather talk about it with them directly. So Ebuka's facial expressions showed that he did not completely believe what she was saying, but then he had to allow it lie. And then he asked Kiddwaya. He said there's been whispers about the fact that there might be a push and pull between him and Nengi. You know, what does he have to say about that? And then Kiddwaya had this to say.
I can tell you now, I don't see her in that way whatsoever. Like, we're just friends, literally, that's it. Like, I've had to explain this shit so many times. I can't swear, sorry. I've had to explain this so many times that I'm not interested in Nengi at all.
So you see where it's coming from?
Ebuka moved on to Ozo and asked him about his proposal of marriage to Nengi. Now, according to Ebuka, Ozo has proposed to Nengi about twice about marriage. So he asked Ozo what was her response. Now, I presume that Ebuka was asking this question just to publicly let Ozo know that, listen, the viewers, they are aware of what is going on. So are you accepting Nengi's answer or not? And then Ozo had this to say as well.
That's why we came to the conclusion, was it 2 days ago or yesterday, that we just need to focus more on whatever friendship we have now, and we would see how things go.
When did you reach this conclusion?
We came to that conclusion yesterday.
Guys, the second eviction completely shocked me. I did not see it coming. I did not see it coming because only last night, Kiddwaya was telling the housemates that his friend's dad is the owner of MultiChoice and his friend is the director. And I'm wondering, like, okay, why are you giving us this information? What is the connection? Are you trying to pass us a message, or what is going on, you know? So I was feeling that somehow this guy might possibly stay in the house. Who knows? We don't know what could happen, you know. So when Ebuka called his name, that he had been evicted, guys, I was shocked to the core. I was shocked to the core. I did not see it coming. And And that's why I asked that question, that why is it that when one couple is evicted from the house one Sunday, the following Sunday the next couple is evicted? Like, what the actual hell is going on? So as usual now, guys, it's expected that Ebuka that likes breaking tables, Ebuka would definitely ask questions about Nengi and Erica again, and he did. And this was the response that Kiddwaya had to give about Nengi.
Chat to her at all. We literally vibe together. We have good conversations. We dance together. We drink together. That's all it's ever been. And people's paranoia has made it seem like me and her had something. And it was never the case. Like,
those of you who are curious, at least you've gotten your response now from the horse's mouth. Now, about how he feels about Erica, this is what he had to say. And guys, from the horse's mouth, he reiterated that he is not sure yet what will come of his relationship with Erica. So guys, listen for yourself.
Right.
Yeah, that's
what about Erica? Is she more than a friend? What is she?
Erica, she's more than a friend, man. She's someone that I feel, when I'm around, I feel safe. I feel like I can be myself.
Your relationship?
I don't even know yet. No, I'm honest. I've told her as well. I was like, I don't know what I'm open to. I like to go with the flow and see how things are.
Ebuka asked him about what was next for him, and according to Kiddwaya, he wants to hit the gym so bad. He said he needs to get mentally in shape. And then about who nominated him, guys, Chukwu, Ozo, and Dorothy nominated him. He was actually surprised that Chukwu nominated him, but he wasn't really surprised per se, because according to him, he's always had this feeling that the housemate feels like he does not need the money at all. Guys, Ozo and Dorothy are safe, but Ebuka did not fail to go back into the house to question Nengi about Ozo's response, you know. And then he asked Nengi if she feels like Ozo has listened to what she said to him yesterday night about not being available for a relationship with him. And Nengi said, well, that she hopes that Ozo has listened, because for her, she has clearly stated her own mind about what she wants to do with Ozo. So it's now left for her to see if Ozo has actually listened and if he's going to pay attention, because Ozo is actually very relentless when it comes to him going for what he wants. And then Ebuka also asked him about V, you know, that how did they get to that point of having that slight altercation. And then Nengi was like, that V is a G, you know, that it was actually a senseless thing that actually brought about the quarrel between them, but they are good now, they've made up, you know. Then Ebuka gave them a bit of an advice. He said that in the history of Big Brother Naija, this new week is quite like an injury week. This is when you know that you are eating, you know, with the proverbial devil with a long spoon, you know. There's going to be a lot of backstabbing. There's going to be a lot of temptation. And guys, it is true. This is the injury week. It is this week that's going to determine the people that are going to get to top 5 in the house for the final week, which is in 2 weeks time, you know. So Ebuka advised them that according to Judas Iscariot, not be every kiss be sign of love, meaning it is not every kiss that is a sign of love. Now Ebuka said that anything you do this week will make or mar you. So if you've not been focused in the house all week, that this is the time for the housemates to be very focused. Now guys, let me know what you think about tonight's eviction show in the comment section below, and I will see you guys in another video shortly. Have an amazing night rest. Bye.